Because one of the tenets of wokeness is, of course, that your feelings matter more than the truth. But I believe in you. I believe there are those of you here who are woke, who are open to rational argument, so let me make one. We are told that your generation cares more than any other about one issue in particular, and that issue is climate change. We're told that many of you suffer from climate anxiety. You wish to save the planet. And for tonight, and tonight only, I will join you. I will join you in worshipping at the feet of Saint Greta of climate change.
Hi guys, my name is Nasima.
My name is Favor.
And you're welcome back to another episode on our channel. So on today's topic, we're going to be looking at the whole woke movement that is currently, increasing.
Yeah.
And we're going to watch the video together, and please kindly drop your comments. We'd like to know what you actually think.
Well, first of all, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for that preview of the 2024 American election we witnessed earlier. And if you're not persuaded to vote for the proposition tonight by that speech by James, I don't know what will persuade you. You will not know this, but I was supposed to be the first non-student speaker for the proposition. I've now been the fourth, which means that I now have to thank all the previous speakers for making my best points for me. And I find that the main reason now that I have left to be in support of the motion is that I am so tired of talking about woke culture. That's why it's gone too far, more than anything else. And I thank the other speakers for making the points for me, because it means I don't have to reiterate the point that no, free speech is not some right-wing reframing of whatever. It's the foundation of Western civilization. Upon this civilization is built, and the Enlightenment values that led to it. I don't have to make the point that has been made by far better people in the past, that the only way to deal with the problem of racism is to treat people on the content of their character and nothing else. And the fact that woke culture seeks to overturn that is a new form of racism that we must all oppose. It means also I will not use this opportunity to say I told you so, as someone who spent the last 5 years warning people in the West that if we continue to erode our culture, if we continue to undermine our confidence in Western values, that our enemies like Vladimir Putin will seek to capitalize on it. I will not make any of those points tonight, at all. Instead, I am not going to talk to those of you who already agree with me, which I imagine is most of you. I'm not going to talk to you because I imagine after everything you've heard tonight, you're going to vote for the proposition. I'm going to confess I will take your vote for granted. Tonight, I am the Labour Party and you are the Red Wall. Now, I want to talk to those of you who are woke and who are open to rational argument. A small minority, I accept. Because one of the tenets of wokeness is, of course, that your feelings matter more than the truth. But I believe in you. I believe there are those of you here who are woke, who are open to rational argument, so let me make one. We are told that your generation cares more than any other about one issue in particular, and that issue is climate change. We're told that many of you suffer from climate anxiety. You wish to save the planet. And for tonight, and tonight only, I will join you. I will join you in worshipping at the feet of Saint Greta of climate change. Let us all accept right here, right now, that we are living through a climate emergency and our stocks of polar bears are running extremely low. I join you in this view. I truly do. Now, what are we to do about this huge problem facing humanity? What can we in Britain do? We can only do one thing. You know why? This country is responsible for 2% of global carbon emissions, which means that if Britain was to sink into the sea right now, it would make absolutely no difference to the issue of climate change. You know why? Because the future of the climate is going to be decided in Asia and in Latin America by poor people who couldn't give a shit about saving the planet. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's going to be decided by poor people in Asia and Latin America who don't care about saving the planet. You know why? Because they're poor. Because they're poor. I come from Russia, which is not a poor country, it's a middle-income country. 20% of households in Russia do not have an indoor toilet.
Wow.
What they have is an outdoor toilet. And I don't mean one of those nice portaloos that we get here. I don't even mean a Glastonbury portaloo. I mean a wooden shack with a hole in the ground that holds a collected fermented memory of the last 10,000 visits. How many of you are going to go home tonight and say, let's rip out our bathroom and erect a Siberian shithouse in the back garden? And if you're not, why should they? 120 million people in China do not have enough food. I don't mean that they don't get dessert. I mean they suffer from malnutrition. That means that their immune system is breaking down because they don't have enough food. You're not going to get them to stay poor. Imagine you're Xi Jinping, the leader of China. When you were 10 years old, there was a revolution, a cultural revolution in your country, and people came and they put your father in prison. Your mother had to denounce him. Your sister killed herself. And you, no longer enjoying the protection of your formerly powerful father, were sent to a village where you lived in a cave house. And here you are, decades later. You have clawed your way up the bloody and greasy pole of Chinese politics to be the undisputed supreme leader of the very Communist Party that destroyed your family. And you know that the main thing you have to do to survive and to stay in power is to deliver the one thing that the people of China want: prosperity, economic growth. Where do you think climate change ranks on Xi Jinping's list of priorities?
Definitely very low.
Last.
A third of all children who live in extreme poverty in the world live in India. That means they are starving and dying of preventable disease. Now, about 15 months ago, my wife got pregnant. Not me, because we're old school. And for 9 months, we talked about what our boy would look like, what he might do when he grows up. We looked at baby scans and videos on YouTube about what the fetus looks like at 9 months and 12 months and 20 months. And eventually he was born. And he is this cute little bundle of joy. He's cuter than about 80% of puppies. Right? Now, if you said to me that I had a choice, either my son had a serious risk of starving or dying from a preventable disease in the next year, or I could press a button and he would live. He would go to school. He would bring his first girlfriend home. He'd go to university and graduate and become a woke idiot. And then he'd get a job and get married and have children and become a man. But all I have to do is press this button. And for every day of my son's life, a giant plume of CO2 is going to get released into the atmosphere. Now, you're all very young, and most of you are not parents. Let me tell you something. There is not a parent in the world who would not smash that button so hard their hand bled. You are not going to get these people to stay poor. You're not even going to get them to not want to be richer. And so, I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen, there is only one thing we can do in this country to stop climate change. And that is to make scientific and technological breakthroughs that will create the clean energy that is not only clean, but also cheap. And no, thank you. And I want everyone to get home on time today, which is not going to happen. And the only thing that wokeness has to offer in exchange is to brainwash bright young minds like you to believe that you are victims, to believe that you have no agency, to believe that what you must do to improve the world is to complain, is to protest, is to throw soup on paintings. And we on this side of the house are not on this side of the house because we do not wish to improve the world. We sit on this side of the house because we know that the way to improve the world is to work, is to create, it is to build. And the problem with woke culture is that it's trained too many young minds like yours to forget about that. Thank you very much.
I feel like a lot of people that are in support of woke culture, right? In fact, yeah, a lot of them, right? They've accepted what was given to them, and what was given to them. A lot of them feel like they are victims. A lot of them feel that like they are victims, you know. And I don't know, nobody should even feel that way, right? Everybody is meant to work. I mean, if you work, you get the result of your work, and then it shows in everything that you do, right? And another thing is, we shouldn't, look at people based off of what they look like, based off of their sex, all of that. But I feel like every individual should be looked at from the angle of their character, what they actually bring, what they entail as an individual. And I feel like that's where they are missing it with this whole woke culture stuff. I understand the fact that they're trying to save climate and all of that, but I also feel like there are a lot of other really pressing issues that are way above, climate changes. Yes, climate is good that we have a very good climate and all of that, but you can't tell me that is having a good climate is better than people actually having food to eat, people having better economies, people living, living in better environments and all of that, having more healthcare facilities and all of that. I mean, it's not even comparable, right? Yeah. So I feel like that's where we need to weigh, our preferences. We should put them on a scale of preference and actually think, okay, between having a good climate and other issues that are actually affecting society, which one comes first? But I don't think this woke culture people are actually doing that. I really don't think so.
Anyways, I agree with what you said, and I agree with what Konstantin said. And what he's explaining is that we should, attend to the top priorities first before we can think about, the other ones. Because most countries, most countries are underdeveloped. They are suffering from underdevelopment, malnutrition, bad economy, and it goes on and on and on. The least of their problem currently right now is going to be climate problems and all of that. And like you said, if I have the opportunity to give my child everything that I want to give him, the best life and everything, I will push that button real hard. Than for me to be thinking about, I won't even know that there's any other button apart from that. And then also, he said something else that is very, very smart, which is that this whole woke movement, it's not even telling the young ones the truth, but it's actually brainwashing them to not think but to feel. Now, this whole woke movement, if you look at most of the members, it's about what they feel.
Yeah,
if you
that's true.
question them about, if you throw one question at them, they don't know how to answer. They can only answer based on they can only answer based on what they feel, what they think is right, and what they think they want. But they don't know that most of what they feel and everything is really, really, really going to destabilize the economy, destabilize the country, and if possible, destabilize the other surrounding countries around them. If I'm invited to a country where, I don't know who is a man and who is not a man, I don't know who is a woman and who is not a woman, your job description is based on your gender, you can't move freely, you can't speak your opinion because you're going to get attacked and all of that. That is literally a lawless country. That is a country with a lot of a lot of injustice, and this kind of things build grounds for the eradication of capitalism and the uprising of actual underdevelopment. So I understand what Konstantin is saying, and I actually believe that he's right, because why not? I believe he's right. But in case you don't, you don't go with what he's saying and you have a different opinion, you can tell us. But what me I would always stand on is, no matter what you do, always be realistic. So you don't look stupid and you don't look dumb. You don't shoot yourself in the foot. No matter what you do, you have the right to, feel however you want to feel. I could feel offended about something, no problem. But me being offended, does it beat the fact that the person is making a point, or it doesn't?
I feel like that's where this the woke citizens are getting it wrong, right? They don't live in reality. They are being delusional. They just want to make you see what they feel. But reality is reality, right? Nothing can change that fact.
Exactly.
And the more they begin to accept that, I think the better it's going to be for everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Although there are a lot of young people that believe in this woke movement and, whatever they say and all of that. But I'm sorry to, give it to you guys, but most of what you guys are, advocating for are nonsense. They are complete nonsense, because give me one topic that you feel like makes sense. That, okay, I would like, okay, you know what? He has a point there. None. We've given you guys lots of grounds and lots of opportunities to prove yourselves and make us understand what your movement is all about. But you've given us multiple excuses and multiple reasons why we should not even follow the movement.
I mean, they're not realistic.
They're not realistic. You guys are living in your vivid imagination. You're living in an imagination that would never ever come true. And you're using that to disturb the peace and, the development and growth of the society. Now it's becoming a problem because everybody's having a problem in the society. Everybody's having a problem with the way they relate and the way they go about their business. It's now a thing of, oh, I didn't get this job. Oh, it's because you're a woman. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, it's because you're a man.
I mean,
oh, I didn't do it because you're black. Everything is not about racism. Everything is not about gender inequality. Everything is not about, okay, we're trying to shun what you feel and what you think. Are you actually right for the job? Are you actually right for what you're doing? So stop thinking that the moment someone tells you no, they're being totally unfair to you. It doesn't. You're just shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, you have to have the qualities to be able to get what you want.
Exactly.
Nobody's just going to give it to you because of your gender or because of what you feel.
So which means I'm a woman now. I can decide to, you know what, I want to be a governor. Let me just tell the man, please leave the seat. I want to be a governor because I'm a woman.
You have to work for it.
You have to, man or woman. If the man, turns out to be more qualified than you, then fine. It's because he's more qualified than you. It doesn't mean that he's more qualified than you because you're a lady. Although I understand that this gender inequality, happens sometimes. Some men prefer male pilots. They prefer male builders, male engineers, male carpenters, and all of that. They don't believe that a woman is capable of, doing that. But that is because of from the beginning of time, it has been a man that has been taking care of all of this. So it's going to take a lot of time for some people to actually accept and adapt that, okay, you know what, females can do that. And that is a different topic because that is feminism on its own. Feminism is the right different. And, right for women to prove and show themselves like we are good as men. We can decide to, work hand in hand with men. We can do the same thing the man is doing, but it is not in every sphere of life. There's some things that a man is meant to do. There's some things that a woman is not supposed to attempt. Not really attempt, but you don't need to. There are other things that you can, engage yourself in. But there's some things that it is much better when a man does it. And I don't know why a lot of people have a problem with accepting this fact. I don't know. A man is more trusted when it comes to hard labor because if I want a bricklayer or a plumber and I see a woman come, I would doubt but if it is a man, I have this sense of assurance that what he knows what he's doing. And another thing apart from feminism about this whole woke thing and all of that and the drive to, the thing is that they don't understand that they're trying to drive away capitalism. And the moment they do that,
becomes a problem for society.
Everything is going to crumble. Everything is going to crumble. Poverty would be the cause of the day. Lack of stability will be the cause of the day. Underdevelopment would, that country would be named underdevelopment, and other countries will be able to use that for their own selfish gains as well. Please, you people should try and understand what we are talking about. Try and understand this is what we are driving at.
It's not that hard.
It is not.
It's just being realistic. That's basically what it is.
Anyways, kindly drop your comments and let us know what you think. Let us know what you not just feel, but what you think. I mean,
what you actually think.
Yeah, exactly. So Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so you can, get more posted for more of our videos. So, bye.